On this episode of 427 Motorsports, it's time to finally show you guys what I've been working on for the last while, and why there hasn't been any videos properly on the channel in quite some time. This is the new, old 427 Motorsports headquarters. Let's have a look around. Okay, I know before we start, yes, you've seen this place before, but you haven't really seen this place. So this garage really was where I learned a lot of what I know today, but for a long time it was filled with Mercedes SL, and fortunately that has gone. But I then realised that I've never actually filmed working in here, and that's all about to change. The SL has now been sold, and I've been given free rein to basically restructure and reorganise this place to make it a little bit more workable. So I thought it would be a fun introductory video to show you around some of the cool shit tools, whatever we've got. Not shit tools, they're all great tools, I swear. Even the parkside stuff. But we'll get to that. Anyway, here's a quick look around of the garage. I'm just going to walk around and show you what there is. There was going to be a fleet update here, but not all of the fleet is here at the minute, and another one just bloody broke, so that'll probably be a video in itself. But anyway, you came here to see what's here, so let's have a look at what's here. So I'm just going to freestyle this and walk around with the camera. So over here is the entrance, and will be better cleared at some stage. At long last, we've got a drawer, cupboard, whatever you want to call it, exclusively for power tools. Organised by shelf, we got Makita stuff, then we got Sealy stuff, then we got Parkside stuff. Various other bits and pieces. There is Sealy there, but the polisher was a bit too big, quite frankly, to fit in anywhere else. Then we got a heat gun, and for some reason Dad has decided to put some stripes there from the T4. Not the place for it, Terence, you're better than this. Then we got our consumables, things like wire brushes, wire wool, grinding discs, poly discs, flap discs, and abrasives, things for the sander and stuff like that. Then on the bottom is miscellaneous shit that I didn't know what to do with, but wasn't mine to get rid of. Well, while I'm here, fire extinguishers, always very handy to have. Don't just have one, because there are different kinds of fires and so on and so forth. As you can see, there's different coloured handles for different kinds of things. They're probably all expired now. There's also an explosive thing thinner right next to them, but hey-ho, let's not dwell too hard on that. And this is the bench. Now the bench is very much still a work in progress. We've got to get this pillar drill more free. We've got to get that pillar drill, which you can just see under all that shit. That pillar drill is mainly tape storage right now. The all-important television, which looks like Dad has been watching some interesting films, judging by those stain marks. On the back, we got loads of little foodery bits. We got drill bits and things like that. This is years and years and years of Dad, like, working on things, collecting things. I would honestly say this is probably one of the best equipped garages in the country for like foodery bits and things like that. But also machinery. I mean, like, there's another baby lathe. I say another, we haven't got to the main one yet. I recorded B-roll first, but anyway. So yeah, this is shit that's just been bought and it's all being organised. Dad's quite fond of a Middle Island needle, as I'm sure you can tell. Okay, under here is more foodery bits and pieces. All the rags are under there. The welder is there, which I'm going to work really hard to get good with this year, because I can weld, but like, I'm not a welder, you know, so I want to get good at that. More foodery bits and pieces, but these are the important drawers. Every garage needs these. These are the shits and pieces drawers. Nuts and bolts from 40, 50, however many years. Keeping things from stuff you've worked on, like spare parts or whatever. Just random shit that just never really know what's going to happen someday, so yeah. Then we move to this shelf. Now this shelf's just full of crap, basically. Fluids and things, penetrating oils, jack oils, easy start because it's an old school garage. Brake fluid. Underneath we have tools that are too big to go anywhere else. Dad has written diagnostic on that. I'm pretty sure that's like a diamond gun and like compression tester and stuff, so like diagnostic is maybe a stretch there. More wire wool for some reason. This is the tool cart that, well, it isn't really a tool cart. It is a tool cart, but it never moves, so really it's a set of shelves. Up top we have the classic Halfords Advanced set that has served me at 427 Motorsports a very, very long time, and has done very well, I must say. Under here we got more shits and pieces, things like impact sockets, bit sets, stuff like that. And then under here, more of the same. This impact set has been around since I started working on cars as well. This is a wheel arch cover, Mooney's one, only the best. And over here we got another toolbox. As is always the requirement with toolboxes, there are badges. This is from the MX-5, as you can tell. It did once have a Mercedes 300 TD badge. Still not sure as to whether that will go back onto the wagon or not once I paint it, but who knows. But I took a bit of time to redo some of the labels, even though the labels haven't stayed on particularly well. But got fucking tons of spanners. We got ratchet, we got regular, and then we got flexi ratchet. And then random ones that didn't quite fit any sets, or like specialized tools. Like there's a ring spanner in here that's been adjusted to fit a Mark II golf strut top specifically. Random pry bar lever things. Spanners. It's all kind of self-explanatory. Maybe you would like to see it. I don't know. Okay, let's record it. In here we got Stilsons. We got adjustable spanners. Some people call them monkey wrenches. I call them a Stilson. Yeah, my vice grips. You cannot have too many vice grips. Let's be real. Hammers. Everybody needs a hammer drawer, and that's a shit ton of hammers. Specialist. I don't even know what half this shit is. There's valve grinders and hole punches and all sorts in there. That's pretty special to me. Wire brushes, as it says on the tin. Wire brushes. And bodywork, which is a whole load of shit. Special hammers, saws. There's more finessed equipment in there too, I swear. Up here we got more random bits and pieces. For example, that's a load of vinyl records. For some reason, toolboxes that didn't quite go into tool sets or tool boxes, whatever, you know what I mean. I haven't got around to labeling these yet. This is where you have things like your screwdrivers and well, let's just go for it, shall we? Chisels, punches, I think. Sorry, I'm looking through the camera screen. I'm not looking where I'm actually going, so it's a mess. Here we got trim removal sets. Now a shit ton of razor blades for some reason. Maybe he was going through something when he was a teenager. In here we got pop rivet stuff, because if it's good enough for airplanes, good enough for me. Scissors, punches, scribes, cuts, brick tools, so your flaring tools, spanners, wind back tools, shit like that. Allen keys, and more saws. Why are there so many saws? Good God. More pop riveting stuff. I'm not going to question whether there's so many pop riveting things. Hope you guys you don't doubt it. Look at that. More pop rivet stuff. Damn it. Yeah, more shit, spring compressors, shears for some reason. Probably for cutting flat metal. More spring compressors. Pullers of some kind, I think. Hub pullers. Stuff that I don't even know was here, quite frankly, that someday will come in very handy. This thing. I thought that was a big socket. I was very confused. Now what's in here? More pullers, spring compressors, things like that. So yeah, we're very much set. And back here in this old school grease eater, we got pry bars. They're always there, ready to go. Random ass paint underneath. Jerry cans, probably not the safest place for them, but there we are. Cleaning fluids, spray guns, HKS filter, because why not? And all those horns, and I know you're all going to want to hear it, so I may give it a try. Nice. Top notch. Fishing net, random ass shit over there. This is the flame cabinet. Now, we usually keep the soldering stuff over here, but the plan is to empty this out and have it more classy, basically. Load of a set of stuff here, I believe. I'm not even going to begin to think about what's in there. And these are all bodywork things in here. You can just about make it around the bond. Bodywork stuff like fillers, rust primers, brush paint. Things that really you don't want to be showing the internet that you're using to fix things, but there you go. And then we have trays full of bulbs. Really old school, vintagey type display for them. It's very cool. In here, well, a bit more thinner. What's in here? In here is more shit that I actually don't know. And I'm not willing to sit and go through all of that, quite frankly. This is the blast cabinet that I hope to get up and running, because we have the big compressor there that should be fit to run it. He's had this I don't know how many years, but he's fitted new gloves, new clear perspex, so it should be good to go, all being well. Now there's a lot more organising to be done here, but you know, it is a working garage. That is a pneumatic suspension thing for BL vehicles. Up here, bodywork stuff, so underseal protecting stuff all on this shelf. Down here is going to be universal stuff like primers and lacquers and things like that. And then we have oils and fluids down here, although we will probably adjust that. That's a big guillotine looking thing there. I think that's a set of clocks out of a Jag. I assume. Well, it doesn't look massively Jag actually the more I look at it. There are definitely some Jag clocks in there though. Big grill off the top. Yeah, welding gas, welding helmet to show that I do honestly have lots of intentions of welding. This is the start of the foodery stuff. There's so much, is actually insane. And more here as well. The main bit though, god, it's so warm right now. This is the ceiling stand. Now if I go over here, I can put the light on. Ta-da! It's not very bright, but it's there. I have to say it's there. So, at the top is all the cleaning products of various brands. We have Autoglim mainly. Lots of T-cuts. I'll be very fond of the T-cut. And then up top we have like valeting brushes and things, and we have Vault Boy there holding it all in place. And on the middle aisle here, well, we got the majority of the foodery bits. So we got washers, copper washers, things like that. Then we got nuts, and we got hose clips, and then we got things like T-pieces and stuff like that. Different types of rivets, speed clips, things like that. And then a load of electrical stuff and bungs, as well as more blanks and fuses and things like that. Then under here, we got electrical tools, which is my favourite part. Soldering iron, wire strippers, power probe, lots of foodery bits there. And then two display things for bulbs and for hose clips. And then in this corner is the mess that hasn't been sorted yet. We have an engine stand, an engine crane. You just know that's going to get a lot of use in this garage. Then we have the 1.8T that's going to go into Lara, hopefully sooner than later. We will be getting back to that. She's coming in here for it, so it'll actually be done really, really well, and I'm very excited. So that has been a quick brief look around the new 427 headquarters. I forgot to mention there's also a pit underneath me. Sadly there's no lift, but realistically I think with the amount of tools and things here, we are very close to being probably one of the most well equipped garages in the country. There's a few things we don't have or can't get a land of. We're missing really things like a hydraulic press and shit like that, but we know people with all those things, so the few times we need that stuff, we can always just go and get it done. Maybe if any tool companies want to sponsor the channel, they'll look us up with one, who knows. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching. This is going to be the start of it now. A lot more garage videos, working on car videos, stuff that people originally came to the channel for. There will be the odd historical video and stuff like that, but the algorithm seems to be shitting all over everybody at the minute. Thought it was just us, turns out no, it's messing with a lot of creators. I think it's to do with this whole new AI thing you're implementing, so thankfully this channel doesn't use any AI, so we should be fine. Fingers crossed. Yes, so anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've been Tomo, this is 427 Motorsports. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Check us out on TikTok, check me out on Instagram. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. See you in the next one. Good luck.